Hello Virgo, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Virgo for the middle of August. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Let's go and see what we have here for you, Virgo. Now I am using the Gilded Tarot, the Kipper, and the Kipper Oracle deck. There are links to all of these decks in the description below if you'd like to pick them up for yourself. Also, the scammers are back. I do not offer personal readings, and I will not send you a message, so do not get scammed. All right, let's go and take 3 of these tarot cards to clarify, and then we'll also take 3 of the Kipper cards as well. All right, let's go ahead and see what we have here. And we'll make sure we're all set up and in view. It's looking just about good enough to me. Energy on the bottom. You have the Ace of Swords. So you love to see it. Ace of Swords is a really positive sign of new beginnings in one's life. Ace of Swords can be about the clouds clearing in your life, making way for a breakthrough. It's one of the breakthrough cards. It can say that there's fresh energy, there's new energy arriving. You know, I was thinking about this just the other day. It was like raining very heavily where I am. And I just kind of realized like how sometimes we need a good rain to kind of clear the energy. You know, I feel like a really good rain clears like anything that's stagnant or any sort of like stagnant energy, stale energy. And this is like sort of the feeling after the rain, right? It's like the clouds clearing after the thunderstorm. Everything's kind of fresh, everything's new. That's the Ace of Swords type of energy. It can bring about good communication or like a sort of clarity in your thinking process or clear thoughts around something. And it's also a card of victory. So definitely like to see that here, but let's go ahead and see what this might be around. So in the overall situation, you have the Hanging Man, and this is about letting go, okay? When you get the Hanged Man, it's like at the end of the day, sometimes we have to give something up to get something else, right? And so when you look at the Hanged Man's energy, they're quite literally hanging on to something here. They are suspended in air, and while they are contemplating enlightenment, they're contemplating the universe, they might be meditating, they're not taking action. Okay, and so one of the best ways to work through the Hanging Man's energy is to spring into action, to jump on the springboard, to actually go for something when you get the Hanging Man. What this card really, the best solution to the Hanging Man is the card that comes next to it, which is the Death card. The Death card is a transformation in the tarot, and this person needs to cut this cable and start free falling. They need to embrace the transformation. So you may be holding on to something just a little bit too tightly when you get the Hanging Man. And there could be this feeling of kind of something washing away or washing over you here with the Ace of Swords and the Hanging Man showing up to start. So that's kind of the general vibe that I'm getting here. But in the problem position, let's see what this might be about. What are you letting go of? Well, for some of you Virgo people here, you might be letting go of this Queen of Wands energy. So the Queen of Wands could be somebody who is in the negative. They may be somebody who's extremely forceful. This could be any fire sign. This could be somebody who has issues with boundaries. This could be somebody who's a little bit too aggressive. Those are all sorts of things that could come along with the Queen of Wands. By default, the Queen, like in the more positive way of looking at it, the Queen of Wands is somebody who's positive, who is courageous, somebody who's brave. This can be somebody who's creative. And it's also a card of, if it's not about somebody else, the Queen of Wands says that you can attract whatever it is that you want in your life by being authentic. Some of you are maybe, if that's the case, some of you are maybe letting go of the mask that you've been wearing, and you are putting on a more authentic energy for yourself here. And that could be the thing that you're letting go of. And in doing this and embracing the authenticity, Virgo, you are getting this success, you are getting this new beginning here. But I actually feel like some of you are letting go of someone We have three people cards here, actually four, my apologies. So we have the Queen of Wands, King of Wands, and the Page of Wands. That's three of the possible four court cards in the suit of Wands. And then you also have this Queen of Cups. So we have four total people cards showing up here, right? And so I think that this person probably has heavy elements of fire to them. You know, they could be a fire sign, or they could have just elements of fire about them. And I think this is going to feel like a weight is lifted off your shoulders here. I also think if you've been looking to attract something, it's time to let go of the mask that you may have been wearing, or the front that you possibly could be putting up to the world. Not to come at you, but I kind of am. Those are some of the things that are coming to mind here. In the past, you have the Queen of Cups. So this is a trusted friend or ally. This may be somebody that you've known for a long time. I think it's the Queen of Wands that you're letting go of, but this could also be part of, like, they could also have the qualities of the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups can also be like the traditional therapist in the tarot. This is somebody who can really hear you out, help you, listen to you, emotionally understand you, all of those sorts of things when you get the Queen of Cups energy. Now, this could also say that some of you maybe need to do some like regulation of your emotional system, or regulate your energy in some ways, because the Queen of Cups can be all about self-care. I also feel like maybe some of you have had a situation here in the past where there's been a big sort of emotional releasing. Maybe there was like an argument or something like this here, but I actually feel like some of you may be letting go of a friend as well. I don't know if that's everybody, but I do feel like that is happening. It's almost like there's a clearing of energy that needs to happen. Maybe it's not a friend, maybe it's something else, but there's a clearing of energy that needs to happen here for Virgos at this time. In the future, you have the Four of Cups. Four of Cups is about boredom, apathy, and making sure that you are not missing out on opportunities here. As you see, there's an alternative solution being provided to this person and they're missing it. It really is a big caution to not miss out on something, to be careful that you are not missing out on something because you're bored, because you're apathetic. The thing with the Four of Cups is it can also be just reflection, and that's a more positive way of looking at it, reflecting on where you want to go, what you want to do here as well. And I do feel like, I always say this, I don't like the energy of boredom. And the reason being is like boredom leads us to do challenging things, boredom leads us to do negative things. For me, boredom is like not an energy that we should be taking on at this time, because when people are bored, they start engaging in lower vibrational energies like gossip and things like that. And unfortunately, we have a lot of bored people. And so, yeah, that could also be a quality of this person that you may be letting go of. The case remains, if you're bored, it means you need something new. Like something needs to change in your life. And so the case remains that there's like this clearing of energy. Think about like the rain, right? The rain washing out the stagnant energy. I feel like this is so important for you at this time. In your thoughts, in your consciousness, or in your awareness here, you do have this Three of Wands. This person's really thinking about what's next, and they're looking out to the ocean, they're looking out to the sea here, and they're realizing that the entire ocean is in front of them. They could go so many different places, they could be in so many different places, and this is a card of adventure, it's a card of travel, it's a card of seeing new things, expanding, growing, growth and expansion. It's also the first win in the suit of Wands, and this is like a small win. It says small wins build up to big wins over time. So you are making strides, and the thing is, with this letting go energy, I almost feel like as soon as you let go, you may not realize it in the moment, but as soon as you let go, you'll realize how much lighter you feel, and you'll realize how much freer you are compared to where you were. And that's kind of what I'm getting with this Three of Wands. You may be in a situation with somebody who's like maybe just keeping you down, like keeping you down, and you're ready to cut that energy, cut that cord, because you have you have goals to expand something in your life. You have like empire building goals. You know, you have a lot of things that you want to do, and if there's somebody here that's putting a damper on your situation, you're about to let that go. You have this Five of Pentacles in the lower row. Many people have been getting this card in the month of August. Five of Pentacles, it can talk about financial loss, but the way I read, and the more, and truthfully, the more accurate definition I've found for the Five of Pentacles is your thoughts, okay? But in this case, if it's in this subconscious row or this subconscious position, it's actually not necessarily about your thoughts, but it's more about the way that you are talking to yourself, okay? And so specifically, the Five of Pentacles can say that you are talking to yourself in a negative way or in a way that is not conducive to abundance. So Five of Pentacles is heavily associated with scarcity mindset or thinking in terms of poverty, but this is also speaking to yourself in that way, and especially in this position. In the staff, in the direction that you are headed, in your current influence, the way that you are influencing the situation, you do have this King of Wands, which this is somebody who is, I think almost everybody has been getting this card in this week. I just feel like such a broken record because I've said this for everybody, but it's like a classic. This person, they only do what they want to do for their career. Okay, they will not be stuck in a dead-end job. They will not be doing something that they don't want to do. This is like an entrepreneur in the tarot, but this is truly just somebody who works with their passion, okay? They're not doing something they don't want to do for their career, and it's because they're talented, they're skillful, they have a lot of abilities, especially as you have the Queen of Wands as well, although it's in the problem position. I think some of you, in letting go of something or someone, probably someone, you are igniting some sort of passion in your life with all this fire energy. In the external influence, so this is what's happening outside of you, or even from somebody close to you as well, like from another person in your external situation. The Six of Swords is about going through a transition in one's life. It is about sort of embracing calmer shores. And, it's possible that someone's going through a transition that you're just not a part of anymore. And for whatever reason, like, this is not, like, you're not getting in the boat with them. Okay, because remember, this is probably somebody outside of you or something that's happening outside of you. And so it's like, regardless, there is some sort of change happening to your relationship dynamics here. I feel pretty strongly. And it's because just for whatever reason, their ship has sailed and you're not on it. Let's go ahead and take a look at what is in the hopes and fears. But if you're enjoying this video so far, please do hit that like button and subscribe, as it really does help my channel grow in a big way. So in the hopes and fears, you do have this Chariot card, and the Chariot is really about overcoming some type of external obstacle. So we have this Six of Swords in the external situation. What is it like without this person, right? What is it like to, succeed on your own is what I feel like saying, right? Because we talked about how you're sailing away from something or someone, or maybe it's not a person, or maybe there's just a situation you've been in for a long time, and now you're like, okay, what does success look like without this situation that I've been in for a long time? The Chariot says you can do it. You can go for it. In the outcome, you have the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands is a job offer, okay? Or it's a new opportunity. Really nice card for enterprise. Really, it's the energy of energy. It's getting fired up. It's igniting a fire, igniting the flame, and going for something. So it's a really nice card to find, and certainly it could also represent good news that is on the way here. It's definitely a card you want to see in the outcome because it can just represent good news coming in. Let's go ahead and see what's in these three tarot cards. Okay. So you have Justice, the Emperor, and the Nine of Pentacles. Amazing energy to find here. For sure, definitely three very positive cards. The Justice card is a card of karma. It says you can think of these scales as the karmic scales balancing out and tipping in your favor or in your direction by default. It also just says that at the end of the day, all parties get the outcome that they deserve. The Emperor is Aries energy. Again, we have so much fire energy here. It's definitely showing up heavily in your reading here. It's either you have a deep burning fire within you, or the other person has a lot of fire about them. But the Emperor is also a really good omen of success in business. And the Nine of Pentacles, that's about financial independence, and it's about standing on your own 2 feet, which has been a big theme in this reading, and not necessarily needing to rely on anybody. In the Kipper cards, you have expectation, main male, and child. Expectation, main male, and child. It's possible that there are some family dynamics changing here. This might be the type of person that you're walking away from. You're ready to drop the expectations someone else has placed on you in whatever relationship they have to you, whether it's romantic, family, non-friend, whatever it is. But with this Queen of Cups expectation, somebody has placed expectations on you, or you've been placing expectations on yourself that are just not conducive to growth, and you're ready to move on from that. So thank you so much for being here, Virgo. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next reading.